Hi, this is Anne from Anne's Bookshelf. Thank you all for following me and joining me back. My chapter today is going to be about the Halfling Saga, and it is a 4-book series. Nice cover by Melissa Blair. And I actually was given this book as a gift from my children, so very special. And it's always difficult to buy books for other people unless you know what they like. And so my kids kicked it out of the ballpark with this one. It is a fantasy book with a little romance and a lot more than that. Um, and as you know, I like to compare instead of star ratings, even though I would give it a 5-star. Um, Star ratings, I like to do a cinematic compare to the book so that you can get the context, the vibe, and the feelings of the book and see if it's something that you would like. I would definitely compare this book with sorry about that. Stall for a minute. The Hunger Games and Merlin and Avatar, because this book um, is really about rebellion driven, right? The underdogs, the Fae, and the halflings trying to get out from their oppressors. So this book is definitely for the Rebel readers, for those that like the women that kick butt and are strong, and they're so self-sacrificing. They do everything for others, and that's why they're a good leader, because they're thinking about everyone except themselves. So Melissa Blair did a fantastic job on these books. And I will tell you, I kind of learned my lesson because I had the first book and it left on a cliffhanger. And I'm not a big fan of cliffhangers, but I'm glad there was not that given at the time. I read the first book. I was like, what? I need to know. I need to know what's going on. So, no kidding. The next day, I went out to the bookstore and I grabbed book 2. Yay! And so I got to read it and follow along with the storyline. Each book is like wonderful by itself, but I'm going to tell you, to get the whole meaning of the book and really be invested in it, I would get them all. So this is Broken Blade is book 1. Book 2, I think I have it in order. Shadow Crown, A Vicious Game, and the final book is An Honored Vow. Wow, is this book? I was like, each book is really talks about the rebellion. It has the magic, and there's definitely romance and plot twist. Like I went through 4 books, and I think 3 of the books had major plot twists. Not just one, but 3 that I can definitely say. Also, I was so into the book when I got the 3rd book, and I couldn't wait to get the 4th book. I was just reading through the books. I never even noticed until I started preparing for my book review. I actually have an autographed copy. So, Melissa Blair, thank you. So I love it. I just treasure it. These books, the covers, this is one of the things I mentioned. I'm grateful for the authors that write these beautiful treasures that, they linger on after we're done with our book, the feelings and the story. And I can relate this to Avatar, whether the magical of living up in the trees. I can relate this to the Hunger Games because they're fighting the rebellion, and there's a woman leader, and it's just remarkable. I can also relate this to the Shadow&Bone because it's just amazing that these stories are just coming to life, and there's dark and there's self criticism and challenging with their own identity and what's going on with themselves, but yet they're able to compartmentalize, deal with the fight or the battle that they have to deal with, and then also heal within. So it's a good book about, healing, moving on, and fighting for what you believe, and not losing hope. So a great book by Melissa Blair. I would definitely recommend this for the romance reader, but also for fantasy reader or magic. I see a little bit of Merlin in it and here. So if you like, I would call this Rebel Reader. If you like underdogs and fighting and kick kick butt women and strong women and magic, I would recommend this book for you. And I'll put the links below for all the 4 books and for merchandise, because I definitely think Rebel Readers is a good name, and I can find many books or movies that can support that. So I was always told I was a rebel without a cause, so I'm going to embrace that title and continue reading great books like this. So if you haven't read the book, the series, the covers are just remarkable. So illustrator, kudos. You guys are a return on investment, because if it wasn't for you, some of these stories wouldn't get told, because we have the lesson, don't judge a book by a cover. However, we kind of do, right? It's like the pickup line. Hey, what do you think about me, right? And then you end up with a little date, right? A book date. You and your book curl up and enjoy the night. I mean, it's a winner if you ask me. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you really check these books out. I thought they were fabulous, 5-star, definitely underrated. I can't believe more people aren't, raving about it. It's a great steady pace, twists and turns, and you might even get a little upset. Like, could be a little tear jerkers in there. So definitely check out the book. Thank you for joining me today, and like or subscribe or get alert, and I'll keep you posted on any merch, any tips, any insight I can offer. So thank you very much for joining Ann's Bookshelf. And I have another collection that's great to put on your bookshelf. Any recommendations, feel free to email me. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.